Hello, we are going to be taking a look at the VA and healthcare for veterans and just see how it looks like it is going to be handled. I'm going to look at it under Trump, what they can expect under Trump and later on in the future. Just going to use my regular tarot deck here, my Rider-Waite Albano deck. I hope you're all having as good a day, if not better, than you've had in a while. I hope you're having, a bright spot. So let's just take a look and see what we get. Let me dial in. Will Trump, how will he deal with the VA? What can they expect? VA healthcare under Trump. Will they undergo change? Will they have cuts? Will they be okay? What can we expect that Trump will do regarding VA healthcare? Will that be affected by Trump? Okay. Well, very quickly, moving forward toward restriction of some kind. I'm not sure, because the first card I pull is restriction, and then we get the Knight of Swords. There is moving toward that. And we get some clarity. We're going to know what it is exactly that they want to do. I think they're very keen to do it with that Knight of Swords. And it's paired with the Knight of Wands, taking action. So it does look like there's going to be some restrictions that they're going to want to put on or limiting VA coverage. And there's an Ace of Swords. Becomes clear. This will spike a lot of passion with that Knight of Wands, for, as you can well imagine, once it's clear what they plan on doing. And the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords feel like it's reckless. It feels like it's done in haste, not with a plan. Here there will be a change, and that's it. Well, it's saying that the change will come, I believe, in a future time, where it will be brought out from a mess and go into smoother water. But it's in the future. I think people will have to really fight him on this, because I see a real desire to get in there and slash and cut and confine or restrict coverage. And I think that this could also be a strong resistance to that declaration, and that at some point then in the future, there's going to be a change and there will be progression in moving forward to where the issues will be worked on, but under different people and at a better point in time. With that Six of Swords, that's really truly with what I feel with the Six of Swords combined with the Wheel of Fortune. There's, in the future, I think there's a smaller amount of money here. So that restriction could mean they're going to cover less. I do think that there's going to be changes to it, where while he's around, it's going to cover less. It's going to be looking at how it can shrink what they offer coverage-wise. And people will have to endure. I think there is a woman that would be a spokesperson for them that brings out the fact that they're enduring a hardship and that this is something that needs to be corrected, that there needs to be moderation, not cutting or removing or making things so minute that what they cover is not sensible, you know. So I feel like there's a woman that will try, I believe, to redirect this to go in a more positive direction after they try and reduce things that they would cover. Yeah, there's some hidden aspects here, some activities that are being hidden about what they want to do with it. They're not going to be honest, keeping that quiet. We go from the 5 of Pentacles to the 10. So I don't see Trump doing this because I see him wanting to remove and restrict. I think it will put them into further here issues with going around with healthcare that's not covered. That might be absorbed more by the taxpayer by having to go, let's say, more frequently into emergency room, rather than preventative care, so on and so forth. I feel like the cut hurts a number of people. I wish I could say that it's going to be a flush with money, but I don't think so. Not at all. They're going to have to fight, especially injured vets, for coverage. And they're going to feel betrayed by Trump and have more hardships. That's what they can expect. And that the only time it's going to get better is in the future with somebody else guiding it out of the choppy water that I see Trump putting them in. Okay. So let's take a look at for 2025 and 2026, the next couple of years. Will the VA have a reduction in coverage, or will they be better in helping veterans? In the next 2 years, will the VA offer more coverage or less? Under Trump. I get the Queen of Pentacles. She's coming up again. I feel like this is like a spokesperson or, a head, maybe of VA healthcare. And I see a change coming in. All right. And a change also to the nurturing funding for its coverage, what it covers. Here's Trump. And to me, this is his slashing machine here in his hand of slashing the coverage. And he's looking at that money, the long time term money that's there. He's wanting, I think, to figure out a way to get to it, or to take action with his sword to the pentacle, the money that's resting there. This is manipulation with the magician, and word salad, communication, potentially there with him. I do see him coming up against a problem, however, when it comes to taking action. There's talking the talk, saying that they're going to do it, but when it comes to actually doing it and they get to that crossroads, well, I don't know, maybe they will act on it, but it will come to a point where they make a choice. I think they will be very much opposed. And people are going to worry. Look at this. Great deal of worry with the 9 of Swords and hard going. People are overloaded. They are very stressed. So I think he's going to keep people in a certain kind of a suspended state, whether or not he's going to enact what he says he's going to do. And it looks to me like he's going to be communicating that they're looking at messing with it, changing it, and reducing, like I said, the other cards, coverage. But here's the outcry. It's going to be really active, really loud, and thoughtful. You know, it's not just done in haste, but it is done thoughtfully, directed, and with a great deal of passion. And you can't do that. You can't do that. He's going to meet a great deal of opposition on this. But, you know, I think if they don't fight for it, they're going to have some painful losses here. There also needs to be an end to seeking to reduce coverage or to change it in any way that doesn't offer people what they need. And the whole nation needs to stand up for it, because these people come back, they're disabled, they have PTSD, so on and so forth. They need care that helps them to adjust to civilian life again, so on and so forth. And they need advocates. It's all about money, money for lifestyle, to become wealthy, ridiculously wealthy. 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. An individual over helping the community. That's what they're going to get with him. A very painful time until it ends. And he will be making sure that that money goes to people that don't need it. I feel right here that they will be waiting, or it will be a matter that has to go before court or a legal decision, because I believe that there will be such opposition to this. There's going to be clarity where a King of Wands is concerned, who brings clarity, and maybe who brings, I hope, good news, joy, a lighter feeling. Yes, I feel like this man, along with that, possibly a woman, are working with the VA. Look at the hard work as a team to stop this. So I think, again, more grassroots folks going up against the wealthy that are looking, that would profit from this kind of a interference, reduction. CEOs that, not unlike the one that was killed, just making unethical choices. So that's what they can expect under Trump. It looks like he will be seeking to do it, making them worried, and being held back from it by legal, having to go through legal motion to do it. People not allowing this to just go through. It will be met with great deal of resistance. Excuse me, gotta. Okay, there we go. So after Trump, how will the VA do? Will it get changes that will bring back, improve its care? Because it looks like it's threatened under Trump and has to, but it looks like before any of that can go through, it would have to go through a legal process of some kind. So it's not going to happen just the way he wants. And it's really not about providing them better service. It's to line the pockets of the wealthy. And they're already wealthy. They don't need more of this money. They don't need to take it away. So after post-Trump, show me the VA and what state it will be moving into. Will it move into a state of improvement or receive help? And the people, I'm meaning, to receive more coverage. Post-Trump, what is the future of VA healthcare? I get a Queen of Swords paired with the Eight of Cups. There could be someone that steps down, that may be asked to resign by a legal, I'd say, committee or whatever person. Because I do feel like how we had the law, that it would have to be gone through with, and they could abandon trying to cut into it. But I also feel like there's a good chance that there's going to be changes in the lineup there, the people that lead it, somebody stepping away or being found in some kind of legal issue that they have to step away. I'm getting that King of Wands again, who stays the course and is looking at finances and trying to be careful, so on and so forth, looking at the money, looking at the coverage, what they've covered over the years, because it's a slow card. And again, this is post-Trump. This is future VA healthcare. So there could be someone that steps down. This could be somebody that steps in. Again, this male Wands, he would be active, busy, probably tendency toward actually a workaholic, if anything. And I see him definitely putting in an effort and looking over data, looking over costs, all of that. And I see they're going to be looking over the losses and things that are regrettable. Just really looking at the details where they have failed, where it's not been enough, where they've been misled, that they have not covered people, that they've allowed corruption to dictate coverage. And that has left people sick. They haven't cared for them the way they're supposed to because they're chained to their own greed. It's not about honoring those that have become wounded or as they age, have problems or have PTSD. It's not about honoring any of that. And here is where we see the pain and suffering and betrayal that has been done by putting personal profit over community needs within the VA, that those that depend on it, those vets that depend on it, have been betrayed. I think they're going to come to understand more in the future, to a finer point, just the level. I mean, we already know it's bad, but just the level is, I think, going to be very hurtful to see how profiteers were able, and the prior to others coming in screwing up. So it's Trump. I see here, once again, someone that is waiting for an opportunity here. He should be, this King of Cups, compassionate. Maybe this is someone that is also going to be part of the group that are working towards fixing this. I think so, because I see someone taking action, making things manifest to start to change what has been, and to reel in the cruelty and things that don't make sense, that just are cut, denied out of, without sense. Yeah, this looks better. So in the future after him, we do see hard work going back into it. I feel like to build it back up, to serve the various generations of vets and their care, what they need, specialized care, more investment, definitely. Yeah, and working on also maybe bringing more active like mental counsel, mental health care counsel, spiritual counsel that might be helpful to people, just authorities taking action to help them is what I get. Yes, moving forward. And there's that card of moving forward, finally in a better direction where it's, speeds up, accelerates toward pulling it out of choppy water and a bad situation. And it will still have, problems, but we do have a group coming in post-Trump that will help it to get back on track, because I do think it's going to be affected by those that want to meddle with it. And it's already not that great. There's already a lot of problems. So I'm very, very relieved to see that, at least for the future. But it does look like they're going to do some kind of something they do will have an effect. And it does look like possibly like reduction in services, cutting services. And it does look like it would only really change from what they do, those coming in next, once we get, I would suppose, a Democratic Party in, and hopefully Republicans that don't want to do that. So we'll see there. Now let's just see how will Trumpsters feel about what Trump will do to the VA while he is around. How will those that vote for Trump feel when he starts to try and mess with the VA? They think that he's just still joking. I tell you, these people really don't know how to read a room. Let's see what we get. They're going to feel like they've gotten the tough end of the stick and that they can't sit on their butts, that they have to get up and fight about it. They have to fight for what they need. And yeah, they're trying to hold on to it. And they're also, I think, going to see him as being greedy, and that has to be fought. They have to stand up to him for this. A lot of feelings about it. Very emotional. Ooh, and people not doing as well. More and more problems with people who are sick out there on the street, mentally, physically, and families fighting for them. Families fighting for them and taking on, I think, those wanting to, in Trump's echelon, wanting to reduce yeah, and here comes the law again, and having to be patient and building up a case to take this to courts about what he's doing. So that doesn't look good. It doesn't look good under Trump. No big surprise. Good news is, once he's out of the picture, it does look like moving forward, it will get re-examined. And I think it looks like more funding will come back in, but not under Trump. Not what I'm seeing anyway, unfortunately. So, if you appreciate, as much difficult as some of these readings really are, readings like this, and all we can do is, unfortunately, at this point, until we can see what he does and then respond to it by protesting and so on and so forth and contacting our reps, is wait and see. So let's keep our prayers up for those that are so dependent on this care. It's just not funny. And I really hope that they'll realize this has to be safeguarded. I hope they realize that people like Trump are the swamp. All right, I will see you in the next reading.